Computer go. All right, before we start and I introduce our chef, I just wanted to mention that there's so much talent in Adas Shalom. It's unbelievable. We have not only a world-class chef like Michael, but we also have lots of musicians. And one of the hidden talents of Adas Shalom is Karen Kamenetsky, a member of the synagogue, who is a singer-songwriter. And guess what she wrote? She wrote a music video about latkes. So as more people gather, I'm going to play it. I hope you enjoy it, but I also encourage you to go to, I'll send the link in the chat window, and please like the video and share it with everyone you know. All right, so check it out.
That's cool.
All right, that was unbelievable. The fabulous Karen Kamenetsky, everybody, giving us a little introduction. I hope your appetite is wet. I don't know. But anyway, so Michael, you just wanted to give us a word about I'm going to share the screen and just tell us about your experience as a chef. I think we all know you as a wonderful congregant and as a friend, as one of the co-chairs of the men's club. But we don't know you as a chef. So can I just put you on the spotlight? And if you can unmute yourself, that would be great. I muted you during the song. So could you unmute yourself?
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's all true. In my past, though, a long time ago, I was a French trained chef. So I do have experience. I owned a couple of restaurants. Specialized in seafood. Latkes were not my thing, but in my time in cooking, I've obviously made a few latkes in my time. So that's why when he asked me to do this, I said, everybody I think has their own way of making a latke, and a latke is a very personal thing. Everyone likes a different style latke. He says mine's the best.
Of course it is.
But that being said, I said, you know what? Instead of showing one way to make a latke, why don't we make 3 different kinds of latkes? Wow. And then, so I put together 3 different latkes. We're going to do what I call traditional, like booby style latke that you find anywhere and at grandma's house. Going to make the latkes the way I make them, that my kids are used to. And then I thought I'd make a more interesting one, which we're going to make a cheesy sweet potato latke.
Whoa.
So, except this guy doesn't like cheese. My daughter says they're the best, and that's all she's having now. So
Fantastic. All right. So from time to time, I'll just jump in here and just, give some encouragement or questions. If anybody has any questions, please make use of the chat box or
feel free.
feel free to speak
Great.
to Chef Michael as you wish. Okay. So,
So-
do you have all these written down or should I take notes?
I can send it out if you would like it. So anyone that like the recipes that I do, I'm more than happy to, jot them down and send it to you.
Thank you very much. All right.
I figured we'd pair all of this together. Some people like sour cream, right? Some people like applesauce. I thought we'd make a little bit something different, a pear and apple chutney with thyme, ginger, and cinnamon.
Wow.
So I thought that'd be a little more interesting. So we're gonna put that on first. That way we can go right to the latkes. So that has time to cook. So my sous chef here, he's gonna help peel. Okay, while I get some of the other stuff ready. Right. So you peel that, and in the meantime, we will talk about the latkes.
All right.
Everyone's used to using one of these, right? Well, not in my house.
What?
You get rid of that. What I like is the Cuisinart. The Cuisinart, much easier, right? So if anyone has a Cuisinart, I think a lot of people do. You put on your shredding blade, and you take out the chopping blade.
If you don't use the box grater, you don't have the opportunity to get skin into the process.
That's true. Some people like a little skin. I'm personally a little queasy on the skin.
Yeah, but then it's not milkshake anymore or parrot.
There you go, you're right.
Technology is always best.
But we're going to start with the onions. So what I like to do is first, before I even put on the chopping blade, because I like, and especially in this house, my wife loves less mess. So what I do is we take the chopping blade, we put that into our Cuisinart. I would take, for this recipe, 2 onions and just quarter them and throw them in the Cuisinart. And I'm using a very standard Spanish onion.
Nice job there, Josh.
Doing a good job so far.
He's pretty good. He's a pretty good sous chef. So I'm sorry. This is the grandma style.
This is the grandma style.
Or the booby style, right? Okay.
We put our onions in, then we put our lid on, and we chop them up. Once they stop moving, they're chopped. Then I switch to the grated blade. Then we get our potatoes. I personally like to use a Yukon Gold potato,
Oh yeah.
potato pancakes. And the reason for that is Yukon Gold potatoes, first of all, have a very thin skin, and they also have a very low water content. So if you use these, you'll find out you don't get such soggy potatoes.
We have a question from the chat room. Is the onion liquefied, or is
It's
it
not liquefied, it's just chopped.
just chopped? Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah. Okay. Very nice.
Also, because of the Yukon Gold, since they have such a thin skin, I've already washed these, but also no need to peel them.
Nice.
Just take a few of them. Usually for what I'm making about here, I'm going to use about 4 potatoes. you put them in with your gravy bowl. Sometimes they don't want to go.
Right?
And then what you have, just like they came off the box grater.
Okay.
So now you already have your onions and your potatoes in one bowl. You transfer them right into a regular bowl. Put in 1 egg.
All right, just 1 egg, eh?
Just 1 egg. And then we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're also going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper.
All right. So is this how you remember latkes from back when you were growing up, Michael?
Not really, because my mother really never made latkes. We always had to wait to go to grandma's house to eat them.
I see.
It was fun having the housekeeper go. So I really didn't have very good latkes growing up. So pepper, salt, the egg. Remember, we're going grandma style here, so very simple. So then we mix this ingredients.
All right, looks pretty good.
So you get it thoroughly blended. Like that. Then we're going to put in a little flour.
Uh-huh.
For this amount, I'm only going to use about 1/4 cup of flour.
So that binds it together, I guess.
That binds it together. And then my own secret ingredient, which I put in all latkes,
Besides love?
besides the love,
Yes.
is cornstarch.
Uh-huh.
Cornstarch will always give you a very crispy coating.
That's what we want in the latke, crispy.
You want crispy.
So Michael,
Put in, yes.
Joan Nathan's recipe doesn't include the flour or the cornstarch. And if somebody is gluten-free, what would you do? Would you just
If you're
forego the
gluten-free, you can use-
flour?
You can use any type of flour you want. You can use potato flour, rice flour,
Gluten-free.
all that'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's potato flour.
All right.
So you blend it up.
And which cornstarch did you use?
I used about a tablespoon.
That looks good.
Now, in the old days, obviously, they used the schmaltz to cook it, or some fat. We're going to go still a little more new Israeli style. We're going to use olive oil. I like using olive oil. It's got a good flavor.
Yes. So there are plenty of people who say that fried foods are favored on Passover on Hanukkah because of course, the miracle, the oil. Although there's always a war every year between the Sephardim and the Ashkenazim, where some of the Sephardic rabbis say it's forbidden to eat latkes because they'll clog your arteries for sure. So war.
That's a good thing.
Latkes. Yeah, there actually are some Sephardic rabbis who come down very hard on the poor latke. But
Well, while the oil is heating up, the chutney we were talking about from before, now that my sous chef has put together the stuff and cut everything, we are going to use the pear and the apple in this recipe because which would be enough for like 4 people. I'm using a Bosc pear. I like putting them right through the cutter, makes it easy. Makes everything the same size, easy to cook. And 1 Granny Smith apple.
Wow.
You're already done. You already got your pear and your apples in there. And then in this, we are going to put, since it's a chutney, it's a little bit thicker. We're going to put a few sprigs of fresh thyme.
It's an herb.
I'm going to put a couple of grates, so it'd be about a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ginger on our grater. And I love the smell of ginger. My wife hates it, but I love the smell.
Smells like soap.
That's how you know it's good.
We're also going to put a couple scrapes of fresh lemon. And also a slight squeeze of lemon juice. Then, for acidity, we're going to use a little apple cider vinegar, about a teaspoon. And which my son will attest to what he loves, cinnamon. So I'll let him put it on, put a sprinkle of cinnamon. And a sprinkle of clove.
Wow.
You never go wrong with cinnamon.
Never go wrong with cinnamon. Yeah. Okay.
So that's everything in there.
Rabbi, this sounds like Havdalah chutney.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we put a lid and we put it on a very low flame. And this is going to cook for about 20 minutes.
It's that low flame thing that I have trouble with. I always seem to.
Very low flame. When it's done, because through the magic of cooking and TV, you get a nice chutney.
Whoa. Wait, can you hold that up again so we can see a little closer? Yeah, that looks beautiful. Look at that. All right.
Your finger.
Okay.
Fantastic.
You use a blender on it?
What's that?
You use a blender for the chutney?
No, I don't use that. That'll be done as it is. All you have to do is remove the sprigs of thyme. Chutney's done. Just give it a mix. It'll cook down and puree itself and it'll be a little chunky.
Wow.
As I said, low mess.
We like that.
Not me. I was always very messy. The wife doesn't like mess. So, the Latkes.
So is Sophie also a cooking fan, Michael?
No,
No, huh?
a cookie fan,
A cooking fan? Well, she's trying to learn.
but she's
I
Okay.
see. But really, it's Josh is the
Josh definitely is.
he's the crown prince.
So then you just take a spoonful.
Let's see.
not.
I'm gonna move.
They get a little closer, yeah. So
Yep,
Alyssa's our camera.
I'm the
Josh is
cameraman.
the cameraman.
the crew, yes.
She's our grip.
Let's,
Whoa.
wait a minute. Undo the cord. Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my God, I can smell it from here. Oh,
They won't last very long.
so this you're using olive oil, Michael? Is that?
I'm using olive oil.
Okay, okay.
Olive oil has a very low burn point, so you have to cook them lower, but they do have great flavor.
So let's all remember that. Low.
I love olives.
Smells so good.
It does smell so good. You're right.
How do they look?
Not done.
Right, you know, they're not done.
Okay, so while they're cooking,
How much oil do you put in there, Michael? Because last night when I was making mine and I used canola oil, didn't taste
You-
as good. I didn't
you-
use a lot of oil and it felt like the more oil was absorbed because I didn't use enough, if that makes any sense.
it does. They almost have to float.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Okay. I'm glad we had this talk.
Isn't if you don't want it to be oily, isn't the idea to have a high temperature for the oil?
That is true, but I've never found them to be oily. And actually, potato latkes are supposed to be you're supposed to have a little oil. That's the purpose of Hanukkah. But we've been eating for a while, and I don't think they taste oily at all.
Okay.
Good to know.
Let me see the,
Yep. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh my. That looks so crispy.
They're actually very crispy.
here's where smell-o-vision would come in handy. I'll be the taster.
I'm surprised from all this stuff, all this pandemic stuff that they haven't like developed all that stuff, like smell vision and
We need Willy Wonka.
Well, I'm
yeah.
not on a diet, so that's really not going to help me. I don't want to smell any more food. Okay, so while those are going, we're going to take, since we're making the way I make them now, we're going to take the same Cuisinart. I'm going to put in my chopping blade.
Here, let me
I'm
go
going
back
to take
around.
another 2 onions.
Wait, I'll go back around. Yep. Oy, Sorry.
Oh, come on, Josh, don't cry.
Fire the camera person.
Sorry. I have to walk around. There you go.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Alyssa. Whoa, that kid can handle a knife, man. You're putting us to shame, teaching a child a trade. That is really it's a marketable skill you got there, Josh.
Okay, so we're going to take now our 2 onions again. Okay, I'm going to put my two onions in the Cuisinart and do the same thing, chop them.
Oh, did the sound go out?
Okay, they're chopped.
We're good.
Now we're going to take them out.
Oh, so this is okay. So 2 onions and how many potatoes per?
This is going to be about 5 potatoes.
Oh wow.
4 of these. No, 20 of these, right?
Because we're going to have some for dinner. And we're going to put the same chopping blade in. This is the way I make them. Same chopping blade, we're going to put the potatoes in. And I'm going to puree those as well. Chopped as fine as the onions are chopped. Okay, then, because we obviously like no mess,
No, no.
For this, since it's a little more, I'm gonna put in 2 eggs right in with the potatoes in the Cuisinart.
I'm sorry, just tell us what recipe is this?
This is my recipe.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so we put the 2 eggs and the potatoes right in the Cuisinart with the potatoes. I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of pepper.
Okay, salt, pepper.
Then I'm going to add the onions back in.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to need that. Where you go? Okay, then we're going to blend it together.
So Michael, you never drained the liquid from the onions
drained
after
nothing.
you've initially?
Now that's the whole reason that I use the Yukon Gold potatoes is because there's a very low water.
No, from the onions.
The onions have water, but see, it gets to be like this.
Yeah.
You don't have to drain it.
That's awesome.
So
That's my least favorite part.
Oh yes, mine too. So we put it into the bowl. Then I'm going to put in flour. This is about half a cup. And I'm going to put in, for this, about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch.
So what's the real difference between your custom version and the Booby version?
Well, this one is all pureed. And the major difference is obviously it doesn't have the grating, that grated look that people like.
Oh yeah, I see.
Comes out more like a pancake. But I find these easier and crispier.
Nice.
I'm gonna put in a little more flour. So when you're done with the cornstarch and the flour, it kind of looks like that.
So more of a
So you can see the difference.
more finer, as it were. Okay.
It's finer, but just as crispy.
All right.
And I'll let those cook so you can see it. And we'll move on as soon as those are done. See the last cheesy sweet potato latte.
Oh, I hate those.
How did you get the idea for this?
What's that?
How did you come up with the idea for the cheesy sweet potato latte?
It was divine intervention.
I see.
Actually, I have so many that I just picked one.
Nice.
I figured I'd maybe pick some that people, obviously has more wide appeal. So.
Do you cook your version just like the original ones?
Cook them just like the original ones. One more second on
You
this.
mean like 30
Okay,
seconds?
so for the sweet potato ones, again, we're still going to use the Cuisinart. The sweet potato ones we have to peel because the skin is very tough on a sweet potato. No one's gonna want to eat that.
Dad, you can get another one.
This one, as my sous chef here, peels the sweet potato.
Yeah.
It's more work.
2 large potatoes?
These are large potatoes. So this will make about probably 8 or 9 latkes. So good if you're making dinner one night, you don't want a whole bunch of them. So on this, I'm first going to take the onion and put it in again with our chopping blade and chop it up. Again, I just do it until they stop moving around in the chop. Then we're going to take our booby blade. Put that on. Sous chef says it takes time.
Okay.
Almost there, halfway. Actually, now I'm a quarter.
Looks great.
So you can see when they come out, these are the ones I make. They come out very crispy. Verse.
Wait, lower them a little bit, please. A little lower. Yeah. So the one on our right,
Yep, booby style,
Bobby style and Michael style. I see.
Michael style.
Lower.
It's all personal preference.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So, but you can see how easy it is and not having to make a mess. There's no skin in these. I'm talking my skin. And it's not a lot of prep time or a lot of work for someone. You don't have to worry about, squeezing out all the water. You don't have to, kill yourself on the box grater.
Yeah, you're rocking our world here with that Cuisinart. Look at that, like no real mess, nothing dripping on the floor. Your kitchen's not filled with smoke. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure you're making latkes there? It's amazing.
Absolutely. Maybe that's part of the fun, is getting everything all dirty.
Are you using white sweet potatoes, or is it just the color that we're seeing here?
It's probably just the color. They're regular sweet potatoes.
Okay.
So the sweet potato.
Not like you have more time.
Not like I'm older. Okay. Okay, so 2 sweet potatoes. And I just cut them enough to get them in the Cuisinart. Okay, so with our grater attachment again.
It does.
Wow.
Okay. So you can see how fast it made that.
Amazing.
So that with our onions. Now in this one, we're going to put in also some chopped chives.
It is. It's like an onion.
So Michael has made two batches of amazing latkes in about 35 minutes. It's really. I guess we're used to being loud like that from.
Yeah, but he still has to clean up.
That's not my job.
Yeah.
My job.
Okay, so we have the chives in there. We're gonna put about a teaspoon of salt. A little bit more black pepper. Okay. Then for this, two eggs. Okay. And mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella, huh? Okay.
Mozzarella. Who doesn't like mozzarella?
Uh-oh, someone's upset about that.
Someone's upset about mozzarella?
Well, I heard someone barking, you know, is like,
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
you're calling.
This is gonna be about a cup of mozzarella.
Whoa.
Mozzarella.
I'll actually eat some.
If it's mozzarella, you can make it for Passover also. That's mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna have to edit that joke out. I'm sorry. We
Okay,
have standards here. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
the sweet potatoes are also, you know, very dry, so they don't require a lot of, doesn't get very soupy. So mix this up.
So no drainage. No drainage necessary.
No drainage needed.
Amazing.
After it's done. Then we're gonna put in obviously a little more, we're gonna put in some flour. Just enough to start to bind it. And again, a little cornstarch, about 2 tablespoons. If you haven't used cornstarch in the past with them, I highly suggest it. They make them very, very crispy.
Corn.
Michael, can you substitute gluten-free flour?
Yes, you can use gluten-free flour.
Do you recommend a special kind?
If I had to choose, I would probably do a potato flour.
Okay,
You already got the potatoes.
potato flour.
Good. Yeah, but you have these and you said you don't.
Exactly. 'Cause they're disgusting.
They're not disgusting. They're delicious.
Okay. You can see when it's mixed up.
Wow.
Bring it back over to our oil. For these, I'm not going to use olive oil because they get, the olive oil has a lot of flavor in itself and you don't want it to take away from the light cheese and the sweet potato. So I use regular, you can use vegetable oil or canola oil. Either of those work fine.
And that is the soup from, like, the apple
Incredible.
I happen to be using regular old canola oil.
canola oil. And then we just take a scoop of it.
Hope everyone's feeling inspired. This is
So now that we have our chutney, it's coming off the heat.
Oh wow, that's clean.
So you can see
oh yeah.
it's already cooked down.
Wow.
Already good enough to eat.
Wow.
And if you could smell it, all you'd smell is the cinnamon and the cloves. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we can have more cinnamon.
So when people say, you know, do you want sour cream or applesauce? You're like chutney.
Chutney.
See? All right.
I like something a little bit more interesting. My kids will tell you just applesauce.
Amazing.
So now we get into our plating of things.
Oh,
So-
you don't want to show the stuff underneath.
We have our Hanukkah plate.
Eaten by Josh. I'm eating them.
Can you see that or no?
No, no. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes, you got the Hanukkah plate with the, you got the dreidels going on there. You got Jewish stars and menorahs. The chutney in the middle. That chutney looks crazy.
So we have obviously our crispy latkes.
There's booby latkes, right, right.
Okay. And we'll also have our my latkes.
Chef Michael Latkes.
Michael, we're gonna have you come back to teach Sufgan Yot.
Oh boy, sufgan yolk. I love
I
sufgan.
learned so much tonight. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and we really need the recipes.
No
Yeah.
problem. Okay.
Yeah, after this is over, I'm gonna post this to the website and to our Facebook page and with the recipes. So
And I
Okay.
can't believe you can actually make pain-free latkes.
but it looks like the secret is Cuisinart and cornstarch. All right, so that's
Yeah, I've been using Cuisinart for a long time, but the cornstarch I didn't do, and I just having the sous chef I think is a secret weapon.
Yeah.
That's also key too. If you can get yourself a sous chef.
I've been trying.
Can I get money for helping?
But not having to peel potatoes and not having to squeeze out water makes
Right.
me almost want to make them again.
Absolutely.
This may be sacrilege, but I don't fry, I will bake. So if I take your recipe and bake it instead, do
It
you
will
think,
not work.
okay?
Really?
Now, I bought some latkes from an.
Latkes have to be
made-
fried. They're not gonna. It won't work baked.
I bought some latkes this week from an I will not name Jewish deli, and they tasted like they were just potatoes baked in the oven. I was so disappointed.
Oh, much healthier for you though.
Oh, it would be
Well-
healthier. You know,
But not Hanukkah.
I don't think Hanukkah was about healthy.
The 11th commandment is thou shalt fry your latkes. No, didn't say that.
I'm not very good with the healthy alternatives. I'm purely about flavor.
His own house.
My wife will tell you that.
Yep. We try.
So the nice thing about the sweet potato with the cheese in it is the cheese is also a binder too. So when the cheese gets brown, kind of like on a pizza,
Oh yeah.
it's delicious.
Caramelize
It,
it.
it adds to the crunch factor, right?
Absolutely.
Caramelize it.
Oh.
Never have enough cheese. You never have enough sweet potato.
Amazing.
So, and this one cooks at a little bit higher heat. That's why I use the regular oil, so it also doesn't take away from the flavor. So all you really taste is the sweet potato and the cheese and the onions and the chives. So it's got a little onion, little nuttiness.
Right, we forgot those chives. That's got to be spectacular.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Well, that looks like it kind of combines the texture of the booby latke with the innovation of the Michael latke. So it's kind of like
It does. You can't fully puree this one because it then the cheese gets pureed and it doesn't taste like much.
So the flavor of cheese is affected by how finely it's cut, huh?
Yeah, and you can, and I don't know if you can tell from the probably over the internet. They're a nice orange.
Yes, yes.
So you can see holding it next to the difference.
Right. Beautiful.
I guess that it also helps to have a kitchen that looks like yours too. Lots of room.
If you want to come over and make some with me.
Thanks.
Well, God willing, next year after everything's back to normal,
Yep.
I think we can
Add
sell
that
tickets.
to the
I think
calendar.
this could be a fundraiser. We could sell tickets to have this to
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah. After what I'm seeing today, I am blown away.
Well, we'll make something else, depending on the
Are we
holiday.
are we gonna do this again for Pesach?
We'll
What do you want to make for Pesach?
I don't know. You pick something.
Okay, so let's take a few of these off so we.
Michael, you gonna have any for Tuesday?
yeah.
I don't know. The are coming. They might eat
I expect to have some of that when I arrive.
them.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
Hi.
Who just showed up? Who is that?
My dad.
Oh, let's add him to the spot. There he is.
Hi, Dad.
There he is.
Hello.
So,
Okay, so let's.
Arnie, are you on your way over there? Is that the plan?
So,
They're still in Florida, Rabbi. They're coming.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that!
Oh,
Oh my God!
so
Wow!
we come back over to our plate.
Michael, I'll take a dozen.
Yeah.
If anybody has ever tried to get everything on the table at the same time, Michael just made it look very easy. Bravo, Michael.
So you got that.
Wait. Let me go back.
Hold on, my
Good job.
grip. The grip is
The
changing
grip
again.
is changing. I gotta move around. Island's like 2-1.
I'm so hungry now.
It's stuck. The thing is stuck. Oh, thank you. Hey.
Okay. So to finish off and end on a high note, we have our chutney, we have our booby style, we have our my style, we have our cheesy sweet potato latke. I personally love sour cream,
Oh my God! Wow!
right? So we put our sour cream and our chives. Okay. And we have Hanukkah.
Wow! That
ah,
is
Cough.
spectacular!
Beautiful.
Spectacular! Truly! What a tour de force!
So we made 3 different latkes in how many minutes?
48
Amazing.
minutes, more or less.
Okay, so that's 3 different kinds. Not bad, right?
Not bad. Not
amazing.
bad. All right. Well, that was really beautiful. Thank you very much.
With a chutney.
The teavon.
The Teavon. I'm going to put this up for my Devar Torah this week. So
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want
Thank
to wish you
you.
a happy 4th night of Hanukkah. It's time to light the menorah.
I'll be glad to send the
Samaya.
rest. I'll be glad to give you the recipes.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Please. Yes, please. Everybody, enjoy, and thank you very much,
Wonderful.
Michael, and to Alyssa, and to the amazing Josh, your sous chef. All the best
Already ran away.
to Matthew and to Sophie. Take care, everybody.
you.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much.
All right. Chag
Happy
Sameach.
Hanukkah.
Happy
Chag Sameach.
Hanukkah.